Looking back in time, the stocks trading in 2024 witnessed appreciable growth in volume, value and listings. The exchange drew worldwide attention, showing itself as a wealth creation center. In this review, Effiong Ekop looks at high points in the 2024 market's transactions.
The Nigerian stock market began its 2024 trading year on a positive note. Its opening index, measuring the general price growth, had kicked off at 74,773.77 points, while the market cap, which is the total monetary value of the exchange, stood at 40.91 trillion naira. The stock market in the year under review witnessed elastic growth in volume of securities traded as it soared by more than 3 billion units of shares as at December 2024. Total market cap, that is, total value of securities at the exchange, stood at 61 trillion naira as at December 2024. The all-share index of the market as at December 2024 stood at 101,129.09 points, growing year-to-date at 35%.
The sterling performance of the market this year can be attributed to the contribution of this market ecosystem, from the issuers to our trading license holders to the solicitors and all the capital market participants that are responsible for the turnover that we see in our market.
Now, for more on how the Nigeria's economy performed in 2024, economist Chukwuma Okenwa joins me on the Media News. Thank you so much for joining me on TVC Media News. Now, despite facing challenges like inflation and employment, Nigeria has actually made strides in sectors like agriculture and technology. So how do you assess the progress Nigeria made in diversifying its economy in 2024?
Well, I would say that is commendable, because we know over the time we've been a monolithic economy, dependent largely on oil, but also exploring the non-oil aspect of the economy. It's viable, while reasonably expected, like we see that Nigeria is not the only oil-producing nation. We can borrow models that have worked from some other nations that, despite having oil, they dare to diversify in the areas of technology, agriculture, because economy is all-encompassing. So focusing on one aspect wouldn't be smart. And I think the current administration is doing well in that regard.
Right. So the agricultural sector actually faced, significant challenges, especially when it comes to diversifying, looking at oil and other sectors. But how much gains do you think we made in the agricultural sector? Because we made a lot of gains, but because if you look at the climate change to other issues that we had, what impact did it have in 2024?
Significantly would be that of security, because we understand the social dynamics, the impact of security on even farming. And it's quite commendable to note that like last year under review, which was further validated by even a farmers association, there has been a reduction in the heightened attacks or clashes between Fulanis and herders, the Fulani herders and farmers. And what that means is that farmers could be more confident to get into their farms and produce for the nation, even with the rising price of food, which we saw going at a very high spark, making the cost of living quite very challenging. But of course, addressing that basic issue that has affected farming and agriculture is smart enough and can restore further farmers' confidence, and of course boost production.
So looking ahead, what are the key lessons Nigeria can take from its 2024 economic challenges, and how should the country prioritize its investment to ensure sustainable growth in the coming years?
So good enough, like the budget of Mr. President reflects that this time around, we as a country should spend in areas that produce real value for the economy. Not just entirely in the financial aspect, but also like in the real economy, generating growth that can translate even to the level of the microeconomic level, because what the common man and families ask is not just to look at maybe like the figures. Yes, significantly we saw like progress in the GDP size, consistent with the projection by IMF and World Bank. But what the common man on the street is asking is, how does that translate to the food? Am I able to afford food now, than before? And with some of the projections we'll see from the budget of the president, and most importantly, that he wants to like move down the inflation from somewhere above 34% to 15%. I'm sure that will impact greatly on the living standards of citizens. So when we are talking about, okay, the things that the government is doing on the microeconomic level, substantially can also impact on families and individuals.
Absolutely. We continue to monitor trends and how much they are definitely emerging for the Nigerian economy. Chukwuma Okenwa, thank you so much for your insights on the media news. Thank you.
You're welcome.